There are only 5 people on the Ark who stand a chance against chimeras, and they're all in this room.
She should have said there are only 5 people on the Ark who stand a chance against chimeras, and they're all hot. Hello, I'm Tim Rogers. You are watching Kotaku.com. Today I am playing Astral Chain, the latest game developed by Platinum Games, published by Nintendo, releasing on the Nintendo Switch on August 30th, 2019. I would also like to announce that I have, as of today, accepted a new job position as an anime cop. Now, I know what you're thinking. The cops? Well, my friend, I think you'd find yourself becoming a cop too if they blasted this track in HQ. Astral Chain is the latest action game by Platinum Games, and it is, in true Platinum Games fashion, a heavy, good, stylish, hard action game. It is overseen by Bayonetta's own Hideki Kamiya. It is directed by Nier Automata's Takahisa Taura. Platinum, you may know them as the masters of action. Now, I could tell you all about the action, all about the combat in this game. However, Nintendo has already uploaded to their own YouTube channel a video that is 9 minutes in length called Astral Chain Action Trailer from the Nintendo Direct at around E3 time. It explains the game's action far better than I could, and it already has hundreds of thousands of views. You should watch it. It's very good, very nice, clean video. Rather than talking about Platinum as the masters of action, I want to today address the fact that they are also low-key the masters of cool. Masters of Cool Exhibit A. Platinum enlisted manga artist Masakazu Katsura to do the character designs in this game. Now, Katsura, he's been with us since the 80s. He was with us in the 90s. He was with us in the 2000s. He was with us in the 2010s. He did Wingman, Video Girl I, DNA 2, and even a decade-long manga called Zetman. He has an excellent handle on 80s styles, 90s styles. He has an excellent handle on grotesque Guyveresqueness, while also being able to handle more shonen-y and shoujo-y styles. So what we end up with is this 80s, 90s, 2000s blend of very clean manga look to it. And you're playing as a police officer, and what could be cooler than an anime police officer who reminds me a little bit of the police officers in Dominion Tank Police? Well, what about an anime police officer who controls an interdimensional diamond dog humanoid, human-sized, Evangelion-esque JoJo stand-like creature on a ghost chain clad in SWAT gear, at the behest of a man named Yosef, who pushes his glasses up like Ikari Gendo and heads up an elite underground police division called Neuron, just like Nerve. Next thing is we even have, it's called an action game, and it is an action game, though we do get some pretty delicious friendly spaces. Look at this friendly space. Recruits and cadets sitting around with their fine hair in a little break room. Try our exclusive burger, larger burger, quick fix vendor, drinks and goods 3. Look at this vending machine. It has this irrepressibly cute attitude about it. It has a little face. Let's chat with it. What does it have to say to me? Let's have a chat. It's always nice to see a new face around here. I'm sure we'll get along very well. Well, okay. Let's buy an item. This brings us to our next exhibit at how cool Platinum is. Now, anybody who has played Nier Automata as far as the title screen knows that they just do menus over there with a superhuman level of expertise. Look at this weird drop shadow on my cursor. The size of the font, the style of the font, the boldness, the flatness of the white on blue. Very beautiful menu. Wonderful menu. I'm going to purchase give me a gasoline jelly. I'll eat that. I don't care. I have 69,002 gold. Nice. Let's get in this loading elevator. Let's head on up to the heliport. I was up at the heliport earlier, and I've got to say, it impresses me. Music changes a little bit when we get up here. As you'll see in this particular anime future of vaporwave skies, Dyson has monopolized the helicopter manufacture market. Our hot dad and his hot friend are standing up here on the heliport, not smoking. You'd think they'd be up here smoking, though they're not. Earlier, we had a dialogue with them up here in which he told us, yes, his children, he's literally our dad. He's not just our hot anime dad. He's literally our dad. And yes, he's missing an eye. He has monocular vision because there is nothing hotter. We've got helicopter techs up here. While wearing their sweet safety orange armor, they're discussing the particulars of helicopter maintenance. Notice a vending machine up here, an off-duty officer sitting down. The vending machine has a Japanese-style garbage can next to it with 2 holes, one for cans, one for bottles, and an ashtray. Attention to detail is off the charts. I'm going to go back down to the main floor, and I'm going to show you a little bit more down here. Music transitions right in just nicely. Speaking of music transitioning nicely, I want to show you something real sweet, which is when I activate this computer terminal in this room. Listen to the music change here. You're going to like this. I mean, if you don't, I don't know how to help you. Pretty good, huh? I think here they've really nailed the sci-fi movie from like the 1990s look of user interface. Even so far as the speed with which the windows translate on and off the screen. Look at how quickly this opens. Like that. Love it. They just nailed it. Change your playstyle. You do Unchained, which takes care of combat, letting you focus on the story. I don't know what takes care of combat means. I don't really need the game to take care of combat for me. I'm never going to know what that mode does because I'm never going to try it. The locker room, where I can, of course, change my clothes. Because what would a video game be without the ability to change my clothes at least a little bit? I can remove my chest plate. Why would I do that? I like my chest plate. I don't want to look like I'm walking around in 1/8 of a suit. I like my Marvel Cinematic Universe plastic quality looking police announcing breastplate. I can wear a ballistic vest, dress uniform in case I want to look fancy. I don't want to look fancy. I want to look monster prancy, like I'm going to kill some monsters. So let's see what else we can do. We can, this is good. Do you want to see your skin or not? You can choose. It's all up to you. Now, it is by default visible skin, so we're just going to leave it how it is. Can't change that. Now, I want to call your attention to something else that I love, which is these goddamn haircuts, man. So look at these haircuts. This is the one they want you to go with, the one you see in the trailers that are online. I like this one. I like the second haircut, which is very similar, except it's as though she's swooped it back with a big old handful, a golf ball-sized ball of gel. Get a little shorter haircut. Kind of look like Casca from Berserk. Anna Wintour, liberal samurai, conservative samurai, ultra-conservative samurai, samurai who's on the rocks. Oh, the monocular vision, just like Dad. Curly little girl, Shirley Temple style. Shaved side of the head, green hair. I think I dated this girl in San Francisco, California, back in 2012. Crew cut, because why not, right? Sorry, I'm playing fast because it's a fast-paced world and Nintendo has given me a time limit. Do a hair color like that. What do you think? Not bad, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to go back to the program, hairstyle B. I could take the tie off if I want. Do we want to take that tie off? You know, in Japan, black ties are only for funerals, so we probably could do without that, right? There you go, no tie. A little bit loose. You can tell she doesn't take her job that seriously. She's serious enough to tie the knot, yet not so serious as to choke her throat. Now, what lurks around this corner? Oh, yes. If you thought there was a dystopian, biblical imagery invoking artificial man-made floating city, literally called Ark, in the future, where police officers, some of whom have blue ghostly chains attached to their arms, fight alongside with monstrous digital devil saga looking jewel summoner monster freaks of ornate design against interdimensional beings dripping into our planet through red, staticky, disgusting gates, attempting to abscond with our good people. And if you thought those cops were not going to have a sweet, adorable dog mascot who just can't put its tongue back in its mouth, if you thought they were going to not have one of those, would you deny this hideous future, Joy? You monster. Now let's go check out this little bit of a combat tutorial down here. Now I like the combat in the game. It's got some cuteness to it. It's got some sweetness to it. As you noticed with that casual mode that the game offers you, the Unchained mode. Again, I'm not going to play on that. As you noticed, the game will take care of combat for you. The game allows you to get away with scrub tactics, yet you can play pretty high level. It supports high level play. And the cutest, sweetest, tastiest morsel of the combat has to do with the titular Astral Chain itself. By the way, in case you were wondering how long into the game it takes before someone literally utters the phrase Astral Chain,
activate the Astral Chain.
it is exactly 2 minutes and 19 seconds and 59 frames. So almost 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm going to show you one of these combat tutorials, which I like. From this terminal, I can go blaster on any of these things, and a lot of these are pretty babyish hands-holdy. I'm going to show you the chain binds tutorial because it lets me mess around a little bit. So I'm going to show you what my Legion does, as he's called. I can summon my Legion by bursting out like this. So if I press the left trigger, or the ZL button as the Nintendo Switch insists on calling it, I can repeatedly Wrecking Ball bash this monster idiot. That's not what I'm supposed to do in this tutorial. Now notice this gauge has gone from 100 down to 24. That was pretty much at the same speed as a Switch battery. I call that an astral drain. If I put him away by pressing the right bumper, it'll charge back up pretty quickly. In real combat, it'll take a little bit longer. So if I get him out like this, and I hold the left trigger, I can move him around. I can put him wherever I want. And I can move in concert with him. This reminds me of a little prototype I made of a game that I called War and Peace. I tripped him. Where you controlled 2 characters. Except that was just a prototype, and I was naming it that way because Sin and Punishment is named after the Dostoevsky novel Crime and Punishment. So I thought it would be funny to have a game called War and Peace. You know, this game reminds me of Sin and Punishment. So all you have to do is do one little rap, and it knots him up. And it lets you just really go rip bonkers ham shredder on him. And that's good. Now, I like this chain counter maneuver, too. So this is something that's real fun, especially when an opportunity shows up in the middle of, like, an actual heated battle. I like how my trainer is telling me, here's something cool you can do. How often in police training do you think they use that phrase? I let him hit me. I want to show you. And watch it, big boy. So if I do this, clothesline him with my chain, throw him up against the wall. Now, I wanted to go rip bonker ham shredder on him, though it's not going to let me. Now, you want to know one thing I'm particularly fond of in video games is when they have a goddamn VR mode. Because I played Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. I played Metal Gear Solid VR missions. I played the loading screen of Assassin's Creed 1. So you can actually just bonker rip several of these dudes. I'm trying to be ostentatious. There we go. My friends have been tied up. Now I can beat on these guys. Lock on with the right stick. Dodge with the B button. Do a perfect dodge to slow down time. Get your little witch time going on. Press up and down on the D-pad to, what was that? Nintendo Switch Pro Controller D-pad. I pressed up and it told me I pressed left. Can't really make this stuff up. Lock on. I can fire my gun. I can hit with this guy. His gauge is up. He has gotten cranky and decided to leave. You can just kind of play around in this a lot if you want. Got to wait for him to get to 100 in order to bring him back. That's your penalty for not being mindful. I'm going to hit him with my police baton. Straight up brutality. I'm getting hit. It's hard to talk and yell and play video games at the same time. Especially when you yell like me, which requires most of my lungs. I'm sorry, Mom. My lungs are big. I was born with it. I just love beating up on monsters. Now, these flyboys, you want to hit them with I'm going to call my boy back so that you got to have your diamond dog really just kind of coming in and getting his juice from Mommy when he needs it. Oh, my God. My ferocious beast. My jewel summoner monster. Is anybody catching these references I'm throwing? I pressed up, and it registered as left again. Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, ladies and gentlemen. Should have played with my 8-bit DOE controller. Called my boy back to get his HP back. You just kind of toil in this forever. And it's just, you want to talk, once again, masters are cool. Just look at how sweetly presented this is. I just am so in love with this idea of tying my enemies up in knots, bonding them with this freakish manga chain that I am just allowing myself to get beat up on. If you hit the enemies in the back, it does more damage. Of course, sometimes it's, especially when they are deprived of their textures here in VR, it's somewhat difficult to tell what's the front and what's the back.
feels kind of weird to be saying this to my own sister, but...
I feel like it would feel kind of weird to be saying anything to your own sister when you are both cops in an anime who control demon dog diamond monsters from another dimension. JoJo Stand-esque appeared behind you and bound to your body by a ghostly blue plasticine sort of chain. Don't touch me. He struts away like a fashion model, like he's on a runway. We can go down to the garage, where again we see a bench and a vending machine and an ashtray and a 2-hole garbage can. We got Tabuchi. He's another new guy just like me. A rookie with a face mask and an Astro A40 on. I've seen enough cop shows to know that they don't call this a garage, they call it a motor pool. Oh, take a look at this. Yeah, that's the bathroom. It says keep clean. That's our little mascot again. Kirei ni tsukaimashou. Let's use it cleanly. All right. There's no mirrors in the bathroom because police officers don't care what they look like. Police cops have no vanity. Let's see if we can use one of these stalls here. Use a toilet. Don't mind if I do. Let's take a toilet. The old fade and flush. 2019 games yet fear the graphic representation of turds. Kinda don't blame them. I don't really want to see that. Got some tissues. Oh, it's Belle the toilet fairy. Your toilet friend. The toilet is now appropriately blessed. Here's a gift from Belle for your troubles. Belle the toilet fairy gave me an empty can. I'm inside of an anime. I couldn't be more inside of an anime if you strapped a goddarn VR to my head. Except it's not based on an existing anime. It's not some boring retread. It's a meaningful, beautiful sort of action game with the kind of fine concept you would expect from like the Super Nintendo era. It's a new anime made for me to live in. Beautiful police cops solving mysteries and killing crimes. Look at these tough individuals.
There are only 5 people on the Ark who stand a chance against chimeras, and they're all in this room.
She should have said there are only 5 people on the Ark who stand a chance against chimeras, and they're all hot. So like she said, the regular police? No, we're not the regular police. We're the real police. Anime cops as real cops. That's all there is to it. I like her little JoJo hat.
Roger.
Wait, who's Roger? So when I received a code for this game, I knew I was interested in it because I'd seen the trailers of it at E3, and I thought, oh, this game's cool. I want to play this game. This game seems real chill. Well, once I booted it up and started playing it, I thought, my God, I want to just play through this whole goddarn game. I don't want to, you know? Like, I've got Fire Emblem, I've got Dragon Quest Builders, I beat the Dragon Quest Builders 2 campaign. I want to just relax in my spare time at home and build on my base. I want to play through Fire Emblem. I've got my Blue Lions, etc. I want to just have a good time. However, Japan has brought another video game that has more cool haircuts, and I'm probably going to play through this one because it seems like less of a commitment. And yeah, it's an action game, though it also has just enough of this RPG flavor. I would say a Shin Megami Tensei spin-off's worth of chocolate cake dense user experience and world building. It's more than enough for me to eat up, chomp down, upgrade my monsters, go buck wild, go hog bonkers, get ham shredding, all of that. Astral Chain, am I going to play more of it? Yeah, I'm going to play this whole game. Given the choice, 99% of the time between playing none of the video games and playing all of the video games, I will choose to play all of the video games because I was born stupid. However, I will not die hungry. Video games forever. Kotaku.com.